Welcome. Today we're exploring the top 4 rare United States of America Washington quarter-dollar coins, each valued for different conditions, key mint marks, and special varieties that collectors are always searching for. From early silver quarters and scarce low mintage dates to rare mint mark varieties and high-grade uncirculated examples, these Washington quarter coins can sometimes be worth far more than their face value. The overall condition of the coin, whether it is circulated, lightly worn, uncirculated, or preserved in pristine mint state, can have a huge impact on its collector value. Mint marks such as P, D, and S, along with rare no-mint mark varieties and notable mint errors, also play an important role in determining rarity and demand among coin collectors. Let's get started. First up, sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin can carry an extraordinary story, and today we are diving into one of those fascinating pieces of American currency. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a Washington quarter that looks like everyday change, yet behind its quiet appearance lies decades of history, design brilliance, and the possibility of hidden value. Today we explore the United States of America Washington quarter-dollar coin from 1997 with a D mint mark in very fine condition. The Washington Quarter series has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1932. Originally introduced to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the design quickly became one of the most recognizable coins ever produced by the United States Mint. By 1997, the series had already been circulating for 65 years. Holding a 1997 quarter connects you to the final years before one of the biggest changes in American coin design history. Just 2 years later, the famous state quarters program would begin in 1999, forever transforming the appearance of the quarter. That makes the 1997 issue part of the closing chapter of the classic eagle reverse era. Looking at the obverse of the coin, the powerful portrait of George Washington immediately captures attention. His profile faces left, calm and confident, reflecting the strength and leadership that defined the first president of the United States. The design has remained remarkably consistent for decades. Above Washington's head appears the bold word liberty, a powerful reminder of the ideals upon which the nation was built. To the left of the portrait you will see the phrase "In God We Trust," while the year 1997 sits clearly beneath the profile. Just beside the date is the small but important D mint mark. This letter tells collectors that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major minting facilities responsible for producing billions of coins for American circulation. Coins struck at Denver often display strong strikes and clear details, and the 1997 D quarter is no exception. Even in very fine condition, many of the original design features remain easy to see and appreciate. Very fine condition means the coin has experienced circulation but still retains significant detail. Washington's hairlines remain visible, the outline of his face is strong, and the lettering on the obverse is sharp and legible. Turning the coin over reveals the famous reverse design that defined Washington quarters for generations. At the center stands a proud eagle with its wings spread wide, a symbol of power, independence, and national pride. In its talons, the eagle clutches arrows, representing readiness and strength. Above the eagle's head appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one, a phrase reflecting the unity of the states. Around the top rim of the coin you will see the inscription United States of America, while the denomination quarter dollar appears along the bottom edge. The entire design is balanced and bold, reflecting traditional American symbolism. In very fine condition, the feathers of the eagle still display noticeable detail, though some of the highest points may show gentle smoothing from years of use. The wings remain clearly defined, preserving the dramatic presence of the design. The 1997 quarter belongs to the modern-clad era of American coinage. Since 1965, quarters have been produced using a copper core layered with nickel alloy, giving them their distinctive silver appearance while ensuring durability. Although these coins were made for circulation rather than collectors, some pieces stand out because of their preservation, strike quality, or unusual minting errors. Collectors often examine coins from the 1990s carefully because certain mint errors can dramatically increase value. Off-center strikes, double dies, and other unusual characteristics occasionally appear in circulation. The edge of the coin features a series of small ridges known as reeding. This design element originally served to prevent precious metal coins from being shaved down for their silver content, and it remains a standard feature today. A 1997 D quarter in very fine condition often displays light wear across the highest areas of the design, but still retains much of its original structure. This makes it appealing for collectors who enjoy coins with both history and visible detail. Every scratch and mark on a circulated coin tells a story. This quarter may have traveled through thousands of transactions, from grocery stores to vending machines to pockets and coin jars across America. Over time, coins like this gradually disappear from circulation as they are collected, stored, or lost. This slow disappearance makes well-preserved examples increasingly interesting to collectors. For those building a complete Washington quarter collection, the 1997 D coin is an essential part of the set, representing the final years before the design changed dramatically. The fascination with coin collecting often begins with curiosity. Someone notices a small detail on an ordinary coin and suddenly realizes that the object in their hand might hold more significance than expected. This sense of discovery is what makes the hobby so exciting. A simple coin can turn into a historical artifact the moment you begin to examine it closely. Even though millions of 1997 D quarters were produced, coins that survive in very fine or better condition remain attractive to collectors who appreciate preserved detail. Occasionally, a coin may display unusual characteristics caused by the minting process. These rare variations are the moments collectors dream about discovering in pocket change. Because of possibilities like these, many enthusiasts carefully inspect every coin they encounter. Hidden treasures sometimes appear where nobody expected them. The world of numismatics is filled with stories of ordinary coins that turned out to be extraordinarily valuable because of rare minting errors or exceptional condition. That is why even a common-looking quarter from 1997 can spark excitement when examined carefully under good lighting and magnification. While most 1997 Washington quarter-dollar coins with a D mint mark in very fine condition are worth only their face value or slightly more to collectors, rare minting errors or exceptional examples can reach astonishing prices. In extremely rare and extraordinary circumstances involving a highly unusual mint error or an exceptionally preserved specimen, a single 1997 Washington quarter-dollar coin with a D mint mark in very fine condition could potentially reach a value of $45,000. Next up, the United States of America Washington quarter-dollar coin from 1993 with a D mint mark, seen here in circulated condition, a coin that has quietly traveled through decades of everyday life while carrying history in its metal. The Washington Quarter Series first appeared in 1932 to honor the bicentennial anniversary of the birth of George Washington. What began as a commemorative design quickly became a permanent part of American coinage. For generations, this quarter has been one of the most recognizable coins in circulation across the United States. By the time the 1993 issue was produced, the Washington Quarter had already been circulating for more than 60 years. Millions of Americans use this coin daily in stores, vending machines, and public transportation, making it a constant companion in everyday transactions. Looking closely at the obverse of the 1993 quarter, the portrait of George Washington stands proudly at the center. His left-facing profile has become one of the most iconic images in American currency, representing leadership, stability, and the founding ideals of the nation. Above the portrait, you will see the word Liberty boldly engraved across the rim of the coin. This single word has carried powerful meaning in American history, and its presence on the quarter reminds us of the values that shaped the country. To the left of Washington's portrait appears the phrase "In God We Trust," a motto that has been featured on United States coins for many decades. Beneath the portrait sits the date 1993, clearly marking the year this particular coin entered circulation. Just beside the date, you will notice the small but significant D mint mark. This letter indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the primary facilities responsible for producing coins for circulation throughout the United States. The Denver Mint has played an important role in American coin production since the early 20th century. Coins produced there are recognized by collectors through the D mint mark placed near the date on modern quarters. In circulated condition, a 1993 D quarter shows evidence of the many hands through which it has passed. Small scratches, softened details, and slight wear on the highest points of the design reveal that the coin has lived an active life in commerce. Circulated coins often develop a subtle character that uncirculated coins do not have. Each mark and tiny imperfection tells a silent story of purchases, exchanges, and moments of daily life across decades. Turning the coin over reveals the classic reverse design that defined Washington quarters for most of the 20th century. At the center is a powerful eagle with wings stretched wide, symbolizing freedom, strength, and the spirit of the nation. In the eagle's talons are arrows, representing readiness and defense. Above the bird appears the Latin phrase E pluribus unum, which translates to out of many, one, reflecting the unity of the states within the country. Along the upper rim of the coin is the inscription United States of America, proudly identifying the nation that issued the coin. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar completes the design. The composition of the 1993 quarter reflects the modern era of American coinage. Since 1965, quarters have been struck using a copper core with outer layers of copper nickel, giving the coin its familiar silver-colored appearance while improving durability. Because of this clad construction, these coins were designed to survive heavy circulation. Even after decades of use, many examples still retain recognizable detail and structure. In circulated condition, the feathers on the eagle's wings may appear slightly worn, and Washington's hair may show smoothing. However, most design elements remain visible, allowing collectors to appreciate the artistry of the coin. Many collectors search through rolls of quarters hoping to find interesting variations. Occasionally, coins are discovered with mint errors such as doubled lettering, off-center strikes, or unusual die cracks. These rare minting mistakes can dramatically increase the value of a coin. What appears to be an ordinary quarter could turn out to be something much more exciting once examined carefully. Another feature of the quarter is its reeded edge, the series of tiny grooves around the rim. These ridges were originally introduced on precious metal coins to prevent shaving of silver, but they remain a standard design element today. The 1993 quarter belongs to the final era before the United States Mint launched the famous state quarters program in 1999. That program would eventually change the reverse design of the quarter every year. Because of that transition, coins like the 1993 issue represent the closing years of the long-running eagle reverse design that had defined the quarter for generations. For collectors building a complete Washington quarter set, the 1993 D coin is an essential piece of the timeline. It represents the continuation of a classic design just before the modern transformation of the series. Although millions were minted, coins in attractive circulated condition can still interest collectors who enjoy assembling date and mint mark collections. Sometimes the excitement of coin collecting comes from simply looking more closely at everyday objects. A coin that once bought a snack or paid a parking meter may later become part of a collector's treasure. Stories of valuable coins discovered in pocket change have inspired many people to start examining their own coins carefully. A small detail such as a rare error or an unusually sharp strike can transform a simple coin into something remarkable. This sense of possibility is what keeps collectors fascinated with coins that millions of people might otherwise overlook. While most 1993 Washington quarter dollar coins with a D mint mark in circulated condition are typically worth only their face value of 25 cents, rare error varieties or exceptional specimens can command surprising prices in the collector market. In extraordinary situations involving an extremely rare minting error or a uniquely preserved example, a 1993 Washington quarter dollar coin with a D mint mark in circulated condition could potentially reach a value of $45,000. Next up. Today we are exploring a fascinating piece of American currency that has quietly traveled through decades of history. It is the United States of America Washington quarter dollar coin from 1968 without a mint mark, seen in circulated condition, a coin that may have passed through countless hands while silently preserving a chapter of American heritage. When you hold a 1968 Washington quarter, you are touching a moment in time. The late 1960s were a period of transformation in the United States, filled with cultural change, technological progress, and important historical events. Coins like this one were part of everyday life during that unforgettable era. The Washington quarter design was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington. What started as a commemorative coin quickly became one of the most recognizable and widely used coins in the country. By 1968, the design had already been circulating for more than 3 decades. Generations of Americans had used the Washington quarter for everyday purchases, making it a familiar and trusted part of the nation's currency. Looking at the obverse of the coin, the iconic portrait of George Washington appears at the center. His left-facing profile reflects dignity, leadership, and calm strength, qualities that define the first president of the United States. Above Washington's head is the word liberty, boldly displayed across the upper rim. This powerful word represents one of the most important ideals in American history and is a central feature on many United States coins. To the left of the portrait appears the phrase "In God We Trust," a motto that has been used on American coinage for generations. Beneath the portrait sits the date 1968, marking the year this particular coin was minted. One interesting detail about this coin is the absence of a mint mark. Starting in 1968, mint marks were moved to the obverse side of the coin near the date. When no mint mark is present, it indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The Philadelphia Mint holds a special place in American history. It was the first official mint established by the United States government and has produced coins for more than 2 centuries. Turning the coin over reveals the classic reverse design that defined the Washington quarter for many decades. At the center stands a powerful eagle with its wings fully spread, a symbol of strength and national pride. The eagle clutches a bundle of arrows in its talons, representing readiness and defense. Above the bird appears the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. This motto reflects the unity of the states that form the United States of America. Along the upper edge of the coin is the inscription United States of America, proudly identifying the issuing nation. At the bottom of the reverse, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly displayed. The 1968 Washington quarter belongs to the modern-clad era of United States coinage. Beginning in 1965, quarters were no longer made from silver due to rising metal prices. Instead, they were produced using a copper core with outer layers of copper nickel. This change in composition allowed the coins to remain durable and affordable to produce while maintaining their familiar silver-colored appearance. In circulated condition, a 1968 quarter typically shows signs of wear from years of use. The highest points of Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers may appear slightly smooth due to repeated handling. However, most circulated coins still retain clear design details. The lettering, date, and overall structure of the design usually remain easy to recognize. Circulated coins often carry a unique charm because they have participated in everyday life. Each small scratch or mark tells a silent story of the coin's journey through different places and people. Many collectors enjoy searching through old coins in hopes of discovering unusual varieties or minting errors. Even a common date coin can become valuable if it displays a rare mistake from the minting process. Examples of mint errors include double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. These unusual features can turn an ordinary coin into a prized collectible. Another detail that collectors notice is the reeded edge of the quarter. The small ridges around the rim were originally introduced to prevent silver coins from being shaved down for their metal content. Although modern quarters are not made from silver, the reeded edge remains part of the traditional design. It also helps the coin stand out when held or stacked with other coins. The 1968 quarter also represents an important moment in coinage history because it was among the earliest quarters produced after the transition away from silver. Because of this, the coin marks the beginning of a new era in American currency, one that focused on durability and practicality rather than precious metal content. Collectors who build full Washington quarter sets include coins from every year and mint location, making the 1968 no-mint mark example an essential piece of the series. Although millions were produced, finding coins with attractive circulated condition and strong detail can still be rewarding for collectors. Stories of valuable coins discovered in pocket change have inspired many people to examine their coins more carefully. Sometimes a small overlooked detail can reveal something truly special. The excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that an ordinary-looking coin might hold hidden value waiting to be discovered. While most 1968 Washington quarter-dollar coins without a mint mark in circulated condition are typically worth only their face value, certain rare varieties or unusual minting errors can command significantly higher prices. Next up, the fascinating world of coin collecting is filled with hidden stories, unexpected treasures, and ordinary coins that sometimes turn into extraordinary discoveries. Among these pieces of American history, the famous Washington quarter has always held a special place in the hearts of collectors and treasure hunters. Many people carry these coins every day without realizing that some of them can hold surprising value. Today we explore a particular coin that has quietly circulated through pockets, wallets, and cash registers for decades, yet still captures the curiosity of collectors across the world. The United States Washington quarter has been part of everyday American currency since 1932, originally created to honor the legacy of the nation's first president, George Washington. Over the years, millions upon millions of these coins were produced, becoming one of the most recognizable coins in American history. While most of them remain common pocket change, certain years, mint variations, and conditions can make specific quarters extremely interesting to collectors. One of those intriguing pieces is the Washington quarter from the year 1977 without a mint mark. At first glance, it may look like just another ordinary coin that people have seen thousands of times. Its familiar design features the proud portrait of George Washington on the front, with sharp lettering that reads United States of America and Liberty, along with the year 1977 below the portrait. The reverse side of the coin carries the classic American eagle design, a symbol of strength and national pride. The eagle spreads its wings confidently while clutching arrows and an olive branch, representing the balance between power and peace. Above the eagle appears the phrase United States of America, while the denomination quarter dollar sits clearly beneath the design. Coins from 1977 were produced during a time when the United States Mint was focusing heavily on high-volume production to meet the needs of everyday commerce. Millions of quarters were minted that year, which means the majority of them are still very common today. However, collectors often pay attention to small details that many people overlook. One of the most important details is the presence or absence of a mint mark. Mint marks identify the facility where a coin was produced, and different mint locations can affect the rarity of a coin. In the case of the 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark, the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which historically did not place mint marks on quarters during that era. Because Philadelphia produced such large quantities, these coins circulated widely across the country. Many of them traveled through countless hands over the decades, picking up small marks, scratches, and signs of everyday use. These details tell a story about the coin's journey through time. A circulated coin means that it has been used in daily transactions. It may show gentle wear on the highest parts of the design, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's wings. The color often develops a slightly darker tone as the metal ages and interacts with the environment. Despite being circulated, some examples remain in surprisingly excellent condition. These coins may still show strong details in the design, clear lettering, and relatively smooth surfaces. For collectors, finding an older coin that has survived decades while keeping most of its detail can be quite exciting. Collectors often examine these coins under bright light or magnification, searching for tiny details that may set one coin apart from another. Sometimes unusual minting errors or die variations appear, creating unique coins that stand out from the rest. A small imperfection during the minting process can transform an ordinary coin into something truly fascinating. These errors might include off-center strikes, doubled lettering, unusual surface textures, or other subtle differences that only careful observation can reveal. Because of these possibilities, experienced collectors always recommend checking old coins carefully before spending them. Many valuable discoveries have been made by people simply examining their change more closely. The 1977 Washington quarter without a mint mark is particularly interesting because it represents a piece of everyday American history. It was minted during a time when the country was moving through the late 1970s, an era of cultural change, economic challenges, and evolving technology. Each coin produced during that year quietly witnessed the passing decades. It may have been used in grocery stores, vending machines, bus fares, and countless daily purchases. Over time, it became a small but lasting artifact of the era. The metal composition of the quarter also adds to its story. By the 1970s, the United States had already transitioned away from silver coinage for circulating quarters. Instead, the coins were produced using a copper-nickel-clad composition that gave them durability and a distinctive layered edge. Even though these materials were chosen for practicality rather than precious metal value, collectors still appreciate the craftsmanship involved in producing millions of coins with consistent quality. Excellent condition coins from this era can still display impressive shine and well-preserved details. When light reflects across the surface, the design elements of Washington's portrait and the eagle can appear surprisingly crisp even after decades of circulation. Coin grading plays a major role in determining the potential value of any collectible coin. Experts evaluate details such as surface wear, strike quality, luster, and overall preservation. A coin in excellent condition naturally attracts more interest from collectors than one that is heavily worn. Because of this, collectors carefully store their coins in protective holders, albums, or capsules to prevent additional wear. Preserving a coin's condition can significantly influence its long-term desirability in the collecting community. The thrill of coin collecting often comes from the possibility that a simple coin might carry a hidden story or unexpected value. People all around the world enjoy searching through their spare change, hoping to discover something special. Some collectors focus specifically on Washington quarters because the series spans many decades and offers a wide variety of designs, mint marks, and historical contexts. Over time, the popularity of collecting these coins has grown as more people become interested in the history behind everyday currency. Each coin represents not only a piece of metal, but also a moment in time when it was created. The 1977 quarter without a mint mark continues to attract attention because of its connection to the Philadelphia Mint and its widespread circulation during that period. For many collectors, the excitement comes from the hunt itself. Searching through jars of old coins, inherited collections, or forgotten drawers sometimes leads to surprising discoveries. Even coins that appear ordinary can become valuable under the right circumstances, especially if they possess rare characteristics or exceptional preservation. That is why experts often encourage people to take a closer look at the coins they already have. What seems like simple pocket change might carry an interesting story or collector interest. In rare discussions within the coin collecting community, exceptional examples of this coin in outstanding preserved condition combined with unusual characteristics have been rumored to reach remarkable collector interest.